Okay, it should be live from what I can see here. Let's get started with part 17 in Expert Clash series for Dawn of War Vanilla. I am expecting the games to get better and better with the series. I started to filter them more roughly, and the players are also getting better and better with each week, each month in the game, so hoping for the best in this case. In the first game on Battle Marshes, it's Charlie with Orks, using a different nickname here at the top side, and he will play versus Ironclad. Hello again, whoever's watching this live, appreciated, welcome. Feel free to have a chat and have fun. Hopefully you will have some fun with the games. Ironclad starts out with 3 squads of scouts. I'd like some feedback on the sound. Hi Arby, hi Apache. It should be pretty balanced. Interesting opening here from Ironclad. Opens with Chapel Barracks and Armory. Not a very popular build in this matchup so far. Usually players would go for a scout rush, a scout aggression in the early game. From Charlie, very standard. Most of the time he opens like that. Okay, thank you, Apache. I also have set up a second monitor so I can follow the live chat now as well, and if you have questions I will try to answer, preferably related to the game.
Yes, my lord.
All of the points have been captured already in the SpaceMarines base. And now Ironclad will take a relic from the right hand side. Charlie is trying to take the one on the left hand side. He's also getting now his last point in the base, so the map control for Ork is a bit slower. The first squad of Assault Marines is out here and will fight the Slugger boys on the relic. Ironclad will not allow Charlie to take that relic. Very nicely done here. The big mech is getting into the fight. Charlie also messed up here with the Gretchens, and he lost the builder squad. Very painful.
What do you want?
Now Charlie, knowing that he has been forced back from the left hand side relic, he's trying to get the one on the right hand side. A bit too late in here, the scouts have already took it. Mech follows a squad of scouts and manages to kill it. Well done. And what's left for Ironclad? Only 1 squad of scouts left alive. And the assault SpaceMarines, and that's it. Probably a force commander is on the way from the barracks. Charlie places the pile guns, builds 1 more generator and a war banner. Not building yet, but it's in queue. Can start them now. The force commander is out for Ironclad. He will not get here in time to stop the boys and the mech. They managed to take down 1 LP1. Will not decap, however, and are forced to jump back from here. Well, some damage has been done. I believe Charlie has already done more damage. He's killed 1 or 2 scout squads already, destroyed 1 LP1. Very good. Charlie, in the meantime, however, did not Hi Gwyn, did not get this relic back. I mean, he didn't try to take it after the first fail. Maybe this squad of boys now will be sent in there to take it. He's building the third banner, so he will be tier 2 in a moment. On a very low income, however, so I'm not sure why he does that. Really doesn't need that banner yet. The mech here with the boys trying to take down the force commander, bad idea. The mech gets killed. The assault marines were around to aid that commander, so the mech is gonna die. It was a bit close, however. Two more generators now placed by Ironclad. Feels great. Feels confident and will even try to attack. Yeah, you do feel good when you kill that big mech. However, in vanilla here he gets produced really quick, so you can't be too happy about that. You only win some time and some economy.
Scouts awaiting orders.
A bit of economy advantage if you take the mech down still, since you force your opponent to rebuild it. Hi Scottish. Yeah, I am streaming almost daily, however, the streams are getting shorter. They will be around 3 to 5 hours max probably. If I will do full tournament streams, however, they will be longer. That's the only exception for now. Or if I will do some long let's plays on my main channel without the webcam and without much commentary, maybe they also could be longer. Tier 2 up here for Ironclad builds the machine cult. Tier 2.5, basically same being done by Charlie. They hit tier 2.5 at the same time. Good management of resources so far. Economy could be better on both sides, but if they're to upgrade the economy, they will have to sacrifice tech. So both of them took the risk to go for tier 2.5 on lower economies. Good decisions from both, I'd say. Here the force commander and 2 squads of assault marines again might be able to finish off that mech, or maybe they won't. Charlie switches the focus on the force commander and will take it down. Plus he's got the knobs now on the Slugger boys. We'll jump out of this bad fight. A Hellfire Dreadnought gets out for Ironclad, so for sure now he can defend himself. RB, on these streams I only cast replays. I do not play. Apologies for that. Maybe if I will play again in the future, you can check that on the main channel. On this one I only record games or stream games from other players, not my own gameplay. Charlie gets pushed back from that Space Marine base. The Dreadnought cannot be stopped right now. No anti-vehicle, no weapons on the boys, no rocket launchers. Only one LP2 up for a Space Marine, 80-60-30 income. Charlie sitting without a relic still, he didn't even try to get this, it's still free. None of them tried to get it. Now that's one nasty mistake from Charlie. He should have produced one more squad of boys and go for it. The boys will pay off really quick if they get that relic anyway. Here the Hellfire Dreadnought will probably take down the LP2. Charlie decides to repair it with the mech. He gets out some war tracks in the meantime. War tracks in this case can be countered by both the Hellfire Dreadnought and the Assault Space Marines. They do have those grenades, which can be thrown into vehicles or buildings, dealing huge amounts of damage. Charlie goes in, causes a bit of pathing. Nobody complained back then about the vehicle pathing. It was considered natural. Imagine in real life being tanked by a vehicle. You'd die immediately. In the game it's even better, I'd say. Better pathing than vehicles getting into you and killing all of your infantry, right? Or decreasing their HP. LP1 or LP2 in he didn't pay attention, gets destroyed quickly by the war tracks. They have good DPS to buildings. Not much from Ironclad in here to defend, can't do much. The Force Commander being focused by 3 war tracks, and mech with a Nob Leader probably will die now. On the other side, Charlie trying to also do some harass with a war track, and Ironclad is now locked on 3 points in the base. Plus 1 LP1 on the right. $86-40, 80-54 Space Marines. Still not a big difference economy-wise. Could be worse for Ironclad. Now that he lost a point, he upgrades 1 more LP2. He has full power income now with 6 generators up. And Charlie now surrounds his base. 3 war tracks on the left hand side, a bunch of boys, and another 3 war tracks on the right. Ironclad is locked out in the base. Will not be able to get out in the wilderness soon, probably.
Yes, my lord.
Produces a squad of Space Marines and more Hellfire Dreadnoughts. 3 Hellfire Dreadnoughts, 2 Assault Marine squads, and a squad of Tactical Space Marines for now. Probably a wise decision to get on the right and try to take this point back. Or if this cannot be done, try and get that relic in there. For now, Space Marine will struggle a bit. Charlie builds more generators, upping his economy slowly. Knowing that he's got the economy advantage, he can simply hold position. No need to be greedy and try to end the game in this case.
I am the instrument of his will.
It depends how many Hellfire Dreadnoughts I patch. If you make 4 or 5 of them, I think they can stop. War tracks, they have very good accuracy and good damage to vehicles. Anyways, they also have support from Tactical Space Marines, so I believe at this point war tracks won't be a problem. For Ironclad, he will only need to get his economy up somehow. will try to get slowly towards his point that is now controlled by Charlie. No tank busters in here from Charlie to really take down these Hellfire Dreadnoughts. Four Hellfire Dreadnoughts at some point, one gets destroyed finally, maybe the second one will also go down. Yeah, the rockets have done the job. If only Ironclad used all of this infantry at once in the fight, he probably would have won the fight. If he used all the dreadnoughts at once with the assault marines and this squad of space marines, but I know why he didn't. He was also expecting an attack on the left, so he was sitting in the middle and only tried to attack on this side with the Hellfires at the beginning. Charlie does not want to go too deep. One mistake could lose him the game still, so he's trying to be careful and will retreat. 105 to 66 income now on Charlie, good bank on power, even better for Ironclad, power wise. For requisition it's much worse. Still probably can go tier 3 with this bank, and he can take his point back now. More and more war tracks being produced by Charlie. I think vanilla players liked Hellfires because of their missile launcher accuracy. It was very good both on the Hellfire and the Tactical Marine squad, so maybe that could be the reason. Not as good as in Soulstorm, but very good accuracy. And still some nice DPS. And a ton of HP. That could be the reason. Still, standard dreadnoughts seem better anyway. Ironclad takes back his point and will try to retake the relic on the right. Charlie in the meantime hits tier 3, makes a lot of boys in here. I think he needs tank busters as well. Hi Michael, I am not sure if you can learn about Ultimate Apocalypse on my channel, but if you know the basics, even of the vanilla Dawn of War, you can get better in Ultimate Apocalypse. If you know the basics in the original game, you can definitely get better on the mod. The only difference on the mod is that it has a lot of new units and more abilities, and maybe a bigger tech tree. Otherwise, it's basically the same. Charlie decides to sit back for now. Both of them won't take the risk to get out on the map yet. Not in a hurry. With a counterattack from Ironclad. He is behind in tech, he probably knows that. So he's playing at his own pace and not being rushed here. Yeah, I do not understand that either. RB, no idea. Okay, he makes the looted Lemon Rust tank. I also mentioned that earlier in this stream. He could have produced one squad of Slugger boys and take it. Sometimes when you do not see the fog of war, it's like it's keeping you back. You don't know what's there, you don't know if it's an LP2 in there, so maybe you don't want to take the risk and get out there. But at some point later in the game he had war tracks on this side and could take it later. He's still not even trying. He probably thinks it's too far away from his base and he won't be able to hold it for long, which is not the case in here. Both of them idling still. Charlie with a tech advantage, tier 3 units against tier 3 now. And I don't see how Ironclad can win in the next fight. He probably can't.
Send me to the fight.
Good to see the looted tank. Also a pretty rare tank in vanilla. War tracks and trucks are more popular on Orks.
Faith is our shield. We stand
Notice how Ironclad splits his units and uses the skull probes to scout from which side Charlie will attack. Well done with this. Power float from SpaceMarines. He needs standard dreadnoughts, I think, to make use of this power somehow. Charlie is slowing getting out, approaching the Space Marine base. The war boss and the big mech are hungry. They need bloodshed in here and they will go for it soon. They've got the boys and they've got the high-tech work vehicles. Finally tier 3 in here up for Ironclad with the orbital bombardment. It won't be too bad probably. He's not dead yet now. Maybe he could cast the orbital and scare Charlie away from his base. A third Lemon Russ is out. Once again Charlie wants to push him out from this post slowly. Getting all these looted tanks in range so they can hit. Very bad accuracy, however. They miss most of the hits. They hit ground basically. Probably don't have vision or what. Let me see. Yeah, they don't see. Charlie probably clicked on attack ground, so the tanks would hit the ground. He probably clicked on the LP, but the tanks have very low accuracy when driven by Orks. It's a much better tank when it's handled by a guardsman. Ironclad decides to get out and fight Charlie here. He says Charlie will not pass, goes in front with the force commander and casts the orbital. Hopefully the commander won't get disrupted, that would cancel the orbital. And he doesn't. The orbital in here will deal 1600 damage. Very nice one. Look at that. Even the looted tanks go down from one orbital. Does not last for too long, however. Charlie is bringing the killer cans now also and keeps playing aggressively. If he survived the orbital bombardment, nothing can stop him now, and Charlie will go in, I suppose. Sends his war bus. He's got the custom blaster now on the big mech as well, and he's also got the grenade on the mech. You probably noticed how the mech took down that dreadnought that was low HP with a grenade, a vanilla thing. And so Charlie pushes in, slowly but surely. 3 looted Lemon Rust tanks still here, and a full HP killer can. The war bus should be attached to a squad of Orks. Must keep him alive. And from Ironclad, all that's left is a Hellfire Dreadnought, a Predator, and a low HP. No, that's not even the commander, it's the Librarian. Half HP on Librarian. A 4th looted tank gets in here.
Even in death, I still serve.
Looks over for Ironclad. Anyways, both of them played pretty well, I think. No significant floats on any side. Ironclad started to float now in the end, he knows it's over. Or maybe he's not fast enough with the production. He will try once more, the final fight probably. Charlie also bringing those tank busters now. The Ork specialized anti-vehicle. Terminators getting slaughtered here. They were deep striking this bunch of Orks. Can stand a killer can damage. The accuracy from the bolter on the looted tank is fine. Their main weapon, however, is terrible. 5 looted tanks here from Charlie. It's the first time I see so many looted tanks. I think I saw like 4 or 5. No, 3 probably was the biggest. Now it's 4 or 5 looted tanks from Charlie. And he even brings the 6th one in the end. Not so bad. When you mass them up, 2 or 3 of them will hit, the other will miss. So maybe if you make 5-6 looted tanks, they're still pretty good. Despite sitting on fewer points for a long time, Ironclad still almost catches Charlie economy-wise. Only about 4,000 less resources. Not so bad. He was sitting on 3 points for some time. Hi, Lucky. Welcome. Pretty good for the first game. Let me prepare the next one. And again, it's a pretty long 1v1. Hopefully not all of them will be 30 minutes long, so I can cast more games per stream if they are shorter. Next up on Deadman's Crossing, it's Purser 84 in the lower left position of the map, playing SpaceMarines versus Rush. A Space Marine mirror on a Deadman's Crossing. Hi, Emanuelis. I'm doing fine, thanks.
Yes, my lord. Scouts ready.
And Rush is trying to keep it real, true to his name. He will go and rush with the scouts too.
Yes, my lord.
Squads of scouts fully reinforced already, marching towards the enemy base. Purser gets out, wants to take his points, and surprise, he will not manage. He's being met by two fully reinforced scout squads from the enemy, loses one squad. What a nightmarish start for Purser. Purser will bring the tactical SpaceMarines. He decided to fight those scouts in close combat, did not allow them to deal damage in range,
Scouts in position.
and will probably now manage to take these 2 points. Already Purser's economy is better. We'll see if this rush from the Rush player will pay off. A very huge investment into those scouts. For now they only managed to delay these points from Purser for a bit and kill a squad of scouts. Only 2 scouts, however, not a big loss for Purser.
Scouts here.
At your command.
The first commander the enemy won. How will Purser deal with it? He's bringing his own. No tactical SpaceMarines, however, from Rush. Purser will have units with more HP. At least for a while, so he should be able to hold. Yeah, a lot of the games we watched in the previous stream were also pretty good, and all of them were around 20 minutes or more. This one won't be as long. Purser manages to defend. Takes both of his points here at the entry. No generator up yet for any of the players, I believe. Yeah, no generators.
At your command. At your command.
4 scouts still up for Rush. He decided to invest more in infantry now. He wants to probably end the game in tier 1. Look at that, he's reinforcing all the squads. He doesn't even invest in building those LPs. While Purser does, and we'll see what's better. Being greedy with trying to end the game in tier 1 or playing it slowly and surely, like Purser is doing it. Getting proper economy. Now sitting in this position in the negative cover, even if you outnumber your opponent, is not good from Rush. Here the force commanders meet, they're gonna fight each other. Rush's force commander probably will win. Purser's commander was distracted into another squad for some time, and he's going red while Rush's commander is still yellow. And so Purser loses probably this fight. 60-0 against 62-0. Despite having no listening posts built, Purser's economy is still somehow lower compared to Rush's economy. How does that work? No idea. Very interesting. It's the first time I see such a thing actually. How can Perser have only plus 60 income with all these points captured and LPs on top of them? How is this even possible? And Rush with only 2 LPs built on points. He's got plus 62. This is really ridiculous. Maybe it's a replay bug, I hope. I'm not sure how to explain this. Makes no sense. Perser's economy should have been much higher by now. Really strange. It's the first time I noticed this thing. A new commander is out for Perser.
At your command.
Scouts awaiting orders.
Looks like Rush also lost his force commander. Hi Andy, yes, this is vanilla. No expansion yet. Oh, I see. Good point, Arby. Thank you for mentioning that. I didn't even pay attention to Perser's base. Yeah, he's got no stronghold, so he's on plus 60. I get it now. Yeah, he's on minus 20 income now because of no stronghold. I wouldn't say it's a good idea to delete the stronghold. It was only practiced in vanilla. I think later on players realized it's not worth it. Here Perser is gonna make a comeback in this fight. He's got stronger units now, a full HP force commander. A Rush should not be fighting here. Good point, Spectre. I think I saw land readers only once, and I've seen hundreds of replays already in vanilla, and I only saw land readers once. And I think you can make 2 of them.
Yes, Lord.
Perser manages to make a comeback. He deleted his stronghold, so he gets a bit of requisition, can build the force commander faster. As a result, he manages to win the fight and push Rush back from his base. Maybe it was worth it in the end. Rush did not care to build his LPs. He invested everything into those units reinforcement. He wanted to end it in tier 1. So maybe in this case it's worth it deleting the stronghold if you know your opponent also has a low income and is going all in. If you win the fight by deleting the stronghold, it's worth it still. Good comeback in here from Perser,
Yes.
but I still dislike the thing that players delete their own strongholds. Instead of deleting the stronghold, they can just overextend, run around the map a bit longer, wait a bit longer, and you will get those resources eventually to build the squad you need. Rush now is outnumbered This is a pure tier 1 game here. Rush goes in with the commander, it gets surrounded by Percer's units. Now won't even be able to get out. And so Percer is winning the game, as you probably realized. This is over for Rush. If you lose the commander and when you're surrounded like that, you cannot do anything really, even running away won't save you. GG gets called. Much stronger willpower in this game from Percer. He tried harder, to say the least. Pretty close, however, on both military and economy, a very close game with a bit of back and forth. Okay, I prepared the next game. It will be Texta versus Charlie on a Meeting of Minds, I think. That's right. In the left hand side, Texta playing SpaceMarines. He was playing mostly SpaceMarines, and he also could play Eldar. We'll probably see Eldar as well from Texta. Charlie in the right hand side with Orks. I don't really follow the chat, I don't get what you guys are talking about some sort of armor on units.
Scouts awaiting orders.
Land Reader with Commander armor, or what do you mean?
Scouts in position. Yes, my lord.
Four scout squads from Texta.
Scouts awaiting orders.
Focuses on fast map control, well done. No scout rush. Charlie will sit at home for now, defends the point, won't get out yet. He probably expects some scout aggression. The force commander is out, a squad of tactical marine is out, and I guess Texta will be preparing for an attack soon, once this critical location is captured. Charlie builds a second generator. Is that really necessary? He probably needs more infantry.
Victory countdown has begun.
Don't bother me. I'm working on something.
Charlie sees that he's outnumbered in here and jumps away. The scouts are very dangerous in vanilla. He will not sit in there and fight. He probably wants to do LP2 mass. He built 3 generators already, very greedy. Yeah, and I see some LP2s popping up for Charlie.
Faith is our shield.
Scouts in position.
Faith is our
My
shield.
faith is my shield.
And Texta, now having all of the points captured and to critical location, decides to go in. With all of this bunch of scouts, nicely reinforced, and tactical space marines, a good timing attack here, powerful. Charlie probably didn't expect. When you suddenly go with all of your units at once, and don't bring squads one by one, it's probably more devastating, as your opponent does not expect. You're more unpredictable. Charlie in here loses the LP2 and has to jump back once more. Good economy still, 140-30. Texta having a much better map control, sits on a lower income. Same on requisition, but lower on power.
5 minutes until take and hold victory.
Faith is our shield.
Scouts awaiting orders.
He who stands with me shall be my brother.
Space Marines do have a good matchup versus Eldar, and I think Chaos also are pretty good versus Eldar, since they have those predators in tier 2 in vanilla. And one Chaos Predator can deal with like 3 fire prisms. Really powerful stuff.
At your command.
Orks probably suffer the most against Eldar in vanilla.
4 minutes until take and hold victory.
It will get properly balanced in the next patches, so I think vanilla will be like the most balanced out of all the Dawn of War games in the next patches. There are about 3 more patches, I believe, for vanilla. Winter Assault wasn't bad either. Dark Crusade was the worst in terms of balance, and then Soulstorm.
I got a good fight for this fight.
110 to 40 income here for Charlie. He's getting a critical location now at the top side.
3 minutes.
Hi
until
Yoshi,
take and hold victory.
feel free to watch it whenever you can, I don't mind.
At your command.
Tier 2 up in here for Texta, builds the machine cult.
At your command.
Has a bunch of scouts still alive. He didn't lose a single scout squad, and now equipped them with the sniper rifles. Charlie only sits in the base. I don't get him this game. Usually he's more aggressive. I even saw 1v1s from Charlie where he does tier 1 all in. Definitely more interesting to watch than this. I guess he's getting prepared for the next fight.
What can we do for you?
Doesn't feel comfortable fighting yet.
Take and hold victory.
What is it? You need something fixed.
We are the Emperor's chosen. Faith is our shield.
And some anti-vehicle missile launchers equipped on the Space Marines. Texta probably expecting war tracks by now. He decides to also go into the base and sit there. Sitting in the middle is not a good idea. You can get attacked suddenly by 5 war tracks. You'd lose 2 squads of anti-vehicle immediately. And then all of the scouts will die after that as well.
One minute until taken hold victory.
Charlie has to decap and stop the taken hold. He sends a squad of storm boys for that.
Storm boys.
They've got the nob leader. Charlie prepared for that actually. Well done.
What do you want? We're ready.
A lot of boys in here. More are coming out and the mech shop will be finished soon. Texta is so far ahead in this game. I think he can go tier 3. He's probably getting some bang for tier 3 or what. Yeah, Deadman's Crossing can be too painful to watch at times. It's way too campy and most of the time, more often than not, you'd get like really long games on it. Thankfully the previous game was a tier 1 all-in. Not a bad one. A ton of floating here from Texta. I hope he's going tier 3 and will make use of these resources soon. Even with that float, he feels good, I think. He doesn't know what's coming yet. Charlie decides to engage. He sends the storm boys in and the big mech with the jump. 4 war tracks also in here. They cause a ton of pathing for the boys. They probably weren't even ordered to go and fight. Unfortunate for Charlie. Finally they move. Not a very good engagement in here from Charlie, but he still will manage to push back Texta from this heavy cover. That was the goal, I guess, for now. Well done. And Texta makes use finally of his bank. He probably goes tier 3 but still floats a bit. Very good income for Charlie. 154 to 53. 133 to 79 for SpaceMarines. Both sitting on a very high income. Texta's income could get much better if he upgrades these LP1s in the base. 3 points can be upgraded and should be upgraded. Charlie probably also going tier 3 now. Hopefully.
Ever vigilant.
Three Hellfire Dreadnoughts once again. SpaceMarines, 4 Hellfire Dreadnoughts, sticking with the Hellfire Dreadnoughts, no usual Dreadnoughts anymore. A while ago in the previous series, the Space Marine players would produce mostly standard close combat Dreadnoughts. Now the meta already changes slowly, even if the patch hasn't changed. The balance has not changed. The builds change, however. Same in Soulstorm with the patch that is 13 years old. The meta changed a lot over the years. without a single balance change. 154 to 79 income here for Charlie. A bit of a dialogue here between the players. Don't take it serious. I guess they disliked each other. Look at that. What's this? 6 Hellfire Dreadnoughts. Both of them still keep idling for now. Yeah, sometimes I can't hold it. I will not read the chat for my own good. I am not looking at it, but you can read it if you want. Tier 3 up for Charlie. Tier 2.5 for Texta still. Both of them having huge army size. Look at that. Can't wait to see the next fight. It should be epic. Come on, get it started already. Can you see the accuracy from the Hellfire Dreadnoughts? Even while moving, they have very good accuracy and very good damage to these work vehicles. When you have 6 Hellfire Dreadnoughts, they really are good, now that I see it. Very good DPS and very good accuracy, as I've been saying. Finally this slaughter begins. They've been idling for a long time. Charlie goes in, he's a bit greedy, I think. Does not have enough anti-vehicle here to deal with those Hellfire Dreadnoughts. Will lose most of his war tracks. The war boss is here. He needs also the knobs, and he needs killer cans desperately to deal with those Dreadnoughts. I think killer cans would be nice. Heavy focus on the Hellfire Dreadnoughts from these boys here. They've got some rockets launchers equipped. The war boss has been idling for some time. Charlie is not active with him. The mech is gonna get slaughtered probably by the commander. Pretty intense now, I like it. Sadly, Charlie decided to use his commanders one by one. He should have used them both simultaneously. 132 to 79 here for Texta. Economy not really going up. Charlie's economy, however, is sky high. 191 to 95. Yeah, probably the best macro I've seen. Sadly, he is floating. Not making use of his resources. Hopefully a Squiggoth will be produced. Hope to see a Squiggoth from Charlie. Nothing to stop this Dreadnought really. He needs killer cans. He has to build one more mech shop. Build a big generator. Get some power income. And from 2 mech shops, overwatch those killer cans. Get them non-stop out. Overwhelm the Marine player. Charlie is gonna win by taking a hold in 3 minutes. Texta needs to decap. Charlie already thinks he's won, and maybe he did. Maybe he did win. It's not over yet. And I'm not sure who will win. Tier 2.5 for SpaceMarine, however, tells me it's more likely Charlie is gonna win this with superior units. Tier 3 units and Tier 3 upgrades here. Probably a Squiggoth is on the way. Oh no, killer cans are in production. Well done. Charlie could even build a second stronghold with such a huge float. pays off in a few minutes. Really worth it if you float like that. Just go for one more stronghold. In the long run it pays off big time, and it also allows you to build more turrets and more generators. Guys, what are your nicknames in the game? I see a lot of names in chat sometimes which are familiar to me, but I have no idea what are your nicknames in the game.
Eyes too big to be beat. Eyes dead on.
More and more killer cans. Charlie does not want to go right for the Space Marine base. He keeps idling in the middle. Texta will try his luck one more time, pushing in with 6 Hellfire Dreadnoughts, and now jumps in with 3 squads of Assault Marines. I'm expecting him to have those grenades on the Assault squads, so he can cast them onto the Killer Cans. The knobs are here for Charlie also, good to see them. Yeah, that's why you need killer cans. Look at that. One killer can take down a Hellfire Dreadnought in about 5 seconds. Look at that. The damage is ridiculous. Charlie is gonna win by taking a hold. This was pretty fun to watch when the action happened, at least. And Charlie manages to take this win by taking a hold. I think he would have won even without the taking hold. What's his economy? Oh god. What a sick income. 178 to 159. This is not easy to pull off with just one stronghold up. Well done, Charlie. Very well played. Both of them played pretty well. And they could have played even better without floating, I think. Pretty close on units killed. Slightly in Charlie's favor economy-wise. Well, both of them had a good economy. The biggest factor here was tech. Charlie was too far ahead in tech and had simply had more powerful units on the battlefield. Okay, this is game 4, I believe. Again on Meeting of Minds. Corpse will be playing Orks in the right hand side. Versus Maverick, Eldar in the left hand side on Meeting of Minds. Two Guardians from Maverick. Standard from both sides. Or maybe not. Corpse did not build a generator. We'll build it now. The mech is out. Both of them taking the map slowly. 3 squads of guardians from Maverick. Now that was a really weird jump in here with the warp spiders. They probably thought Slugger boys are getting a point in here. Not the case. They are on this side. Bad luck for Maverick, and again warp spiders first, not really paying off. Now they are gonna get chased by that mech probably, and fought in the back on the move. Pilo guns placed for corpse. Relic being captured and 2 critical locations simultaneously for the Eldar. He's focused on map control and building up economy for now. Tries to harass a bit with those warp spiders, doesn't work well for now. So far it works pretty well for corpse, does not allow Eldar to deal any damage with those warp spiders. And mech keeps killing those warp spiders while moving. Well done. This is how you punish an Eldar, which starts with the warp spiders. I think the Farseer first is so much better. This was such a waste of resources and time from Maverick. Lost a squad of warp spiders for nothing basically. Lost a ton of economy and a lot of time. Now once the Farseer gets out, she manages to kill a squad of Gretchens immediately. She's so much better. Really not worth the risk starting with the warp spiders in my opinion. If you want to produce them, make them after the Farseer. Anyway, you need 3-4 squads of them once they become effective. At the start they can only kill Slugger boys and Gretchens if you're lucky. Hi Patrick. I am glad you can watch it live. I schedule my streams a bit differently now. Hopefully more of you can catch them live. Maybe it's more interesting so you can have a chat also. Corpse is defending well here. He somehow lost a lot of HP on that mech, probably from the Farseer. Feels like the Mind War was cast twice. Corpse needs an LP2 on this post desperately, must be upgraded. It deals a ton of damage when upgraded and also has very good range. It won't be worth it. Here goes the second or the third Mind War on the mech, and that's gonna kill the mech. Painful, very painful for Ork. Corpse still will manage to defend. He brings the Storm Boys, has a knob on them already. And another 2 squads of boys with knobs. Warp Spider's not really a threat when there's a knob. On the greenskins, they almost deal no damage to knobs, to heavy infantry and commanders.
6 minutes until
Maverick looking for an angle here. From which side should he attack? He can't make up his mind yet. Sees an LP1 in here, maybe this would be a good target. Corpse is prepared, goes in and wants to defend. Grenades were thrown in both the payload guns. Probably 2 grenades, yeah. And Corpse will lose the payload guns. Very painful once again. The Nob left in this squad, as you can see, it's being focused by 2-3 Warp Spider squads and it barely receives any damage. Corpse should prioritize and take down that Farseer somehow. She's really annoying.
You need something fixed.
5 minutes until taking hold victory.
Huge float from Ork. I don't really like that. Same from the Eldar. Both of them busy in this fight. Not being fast enough with making use of their resources, sadly. Better for Maverick on that part. Farseer's disruption. Probably much better in vanilla than it is in Soulstorm. A lot of greenskins being masked up. Feels like they are being born out of thin air. A while ago there were like no Orks at all, and look at this now. They get reinforced really quick. The Farseer has been killed, and the Big Mech also died for the second time. The fight continues. While the Nob leaders are here, Warp Spiders can't really do much. Would be better for Maverick if he just retreats to the base, I think, and defends from under the LP2s, and maybe some platforms. An unfinished generator here, left unnoticed by Maverick. 98 to 30 now. Maverick makes use of all of his resources. Well done. Corpse also catches up with the float and gets rid of it. Well done. Manages to fight back the pointy-eared gits. A new mech is out. Identical economy mostly, a very close game so far. Starts to look really bad, however, now for Maverick. He's been overlooking this unfinished generator for a long time. We'll finish it now. And a new pile of guns has been placed by Corpse. The Nob leaders are a pain. Warp Spider still struggling, cannot manage to kill them. Only 2 squads of Warp Spiders. Maverick is in a big trouble here. He's badly outnumbered by the boys. And even more boys incoming. The Storm boys are here. The first squad and the second one is coming. Soul Shrine has been placed from Maverick, perhaps a mistake. He needs bunches probably. He needs a lot of infantry for fighting back these Orks somehow. A Soul Shrine will certainly not help at this point. It might have helped if Maverick had Guardian Mass perhaps. Maybe Guardian Mass with Farseer and Dark Reapers would have been better in this game. Warp Spiders felt like a waste. They have been abused by the knobs way too easily.
Storm Boys is ready for a fight.
Tier 2 up for Maverick. Now he builds one more aspect portal. He will need faster production. Badly outnumbered and now sitting on a very low income. 74 to 40. Much better for Corpse. Even with all that float, it looks like Corpse is gonna win this. Looks much better for him now. Well done. And I believe at the time they played this game, Maverick was much higher rank compared to Corpse. Thus we have some nasty floats here on Ork. He was lower in the ranks, but looks like he's gonna manage and beat a much better player in here. More and more points being destroyed and decapped. Really well done here by Corpse.
What are you waiting for? This is take forever.
Completely out of bank now, Maverick. Corpse could even place a second stronghold here in the Eldar base if he wanted to force Maverick out of this game. Sometimes if you place a second HQ in the enemy base, if they don't want to quit, and if you're in a hurry, that might help. But it's not a thing mannered players do. Huge bank still for Corpse. He knows now he's got this. He's not even trying, I guess. Maverick probably doesn't believe his eyes. What's happening in here? Why is he losing to Corpse so badly? And I think one of the reasons why Corpse manages to pull off this win is because of Maverick's terrible early game. With that first squad of Warp Spiders, huge waste of time and resources. Maverick shows huge respect towards his opponent. And so Corpse manages to win some points. Hi, Dragonborn, I am not sure what you mean. I also see message retracted in the live chat on Spectre. Just to make it clear, I do not delete any messages. At least on this stream I haven't deleted any message yet. Thank you for no spamming. In the previous streams I had a bit of a spam on streams from bots probably. I do ban all the players who spam in chat or those who have nothing to say but show hatred towards me or others, so they get banned without warning. Usually in the live chat on the stream I actually warn them. A very close game here on units killed. Pretty close, I guess. Maverick killed a lot of green skins earlier in the game. Very bad early game, however. Can't stop thinking about how bad that first squad of Warp Spider was. Alright. Let's go into the next game here. It will be Sleign versus Hunk. Sleign versus Hunk won a Tainted pair. More and more chaos. As I promised in the previous streams, there will be more chaos in vanilla. I think players were getting better and better with chaos, discovering new builds. So in the lower right, chaotic, this is Sleign playing chaos, and in the upper left, Hunk playing Orks.
Bless us, Great One. We're here for the Dark Gods.
3 squads of cultists from Sleign. Starts with Chaos Temple and a generator.
We're here for the Dark Gods.
This is probably the 5th game already, not bad at all. Thankfully we don't have so many long games as in the previous stream. Almost got burned out by so many long games. Seeing long games is not... I don't mind observing or watching long games, but not all of them. In the previous stream most of them were long, however. And there's a downside to that. I usually want to stream as many games as possible. So preferably they should be within the 15-minute length range. Probably the most optimal length for a 1v1. A bit of harass here with the cultists from Sleign. Probably will manage and kill that squad of Gretchens. If Hunk wouldn't react, he decides to get inside the listening post. Not sure if that was a good idea. The Chaos Lord will now take it down. Gretchens should run home. Run in the base and save themselves. Hunk prioritizes the points which are farther away from his base, I see. If he can take the points which are farther away, after that he can take the points which are closer to the base a lot more easily. Almost identical economies for now. Only 3 points captured by Chaos, however now he gets the 4th. Not so good on map control for Sleign at the start. Getting into the 4th minute now. Much better map control for Ork already. Armory has been placed from Sleign in here.
What is your wish? Great One. Whatever you desire.
And he will now slowly try and take his half of the map, I believe. Hunk decides to sit at home, cannot fight back when the Chaos Lord is around.
What do you want?
A risky fight in here for Chaos, I think. For Orks, I mean. Now that Sleign will have the heavy bolters and maybe even grenades on the cultists, they will deal a ton of damage. Sleign only needs to produce probably 1-2 more squads of cultists, and then with the grenade launchers easily will be able to fight back the boys. Well, even without that, I think he can defend himself in here. A very good income now for Chaos, 98 to 20. 104 to 10 for Hunk. About the same economy, it's equivalent, slightly higher on power for Sleign, slightly higher on requisition for Hunk. For now it's pretty balanced. In here Sleign dances around this LP2. It's very important to do that in 1v1 games, so you can overextend while you make more units. Dance around your points, try not to lose much until you get more units out and manage to fight the enemy. The Lord very low on HP now. Ideally, Sleign should have attached it to that squad of Marines. Heavy pressure in now by Hunk into the Chaos base. Pushing hard, Sleign, seeing that he's heavily pressured, decides to build a turret also. Good thing for Sleign here is that the LP2 and the turret kill these boys very quickly. Only the mech is a problem now. Pretty intense. Hunk trying to get down that LP2. He realizes he will lose too many boys and probably won't be worth it. It's already probably a loss for Hunk. It played to his disadvantage. He lost so many boys. Finished off that Chaos Lord probably wasn't worth it. He invested too much in Slugger boys. Probably way too much.
Yes, master.
Yes, Lord.
Plasma guns also have been added on the Chaos Marines. Very high DPS on that one. Lower range but high DPS. Both heavy bolters and plasma guns are good on Chaos Marines. Usually if you're up against close combat mass infantry, it would be wiser to go for plasma. While if you're fighting against ranged units, mostly heavy bolters probably better. Oh god, what is this? Hunk probably had Overwatch enabled on this squad. Gets it reinforced to full, almost 13 boys in a squad. Might have overlooked that. Sleign feels great on a good economy, 104 to 40, builds the machine pit. One moment. Okay, a donation came in from Patrick. I will read your message after I'm done with this game. Thank you very much for the support.
Your will?
Do not trifle with me.
For now, Sleign decides to play defensively, keep it safe, not getting greedy. He probably wants those Chaos Predators out. Hunk got a new Big Mech, full HP. Added Nob Leaders on all the boys squads. Now with the Nob Leaders he could have attacked even earlier, I think. Don't give Chaos so much time. Once they get Predator mass out, like 3-4 Predators, it's very difficult to stop Chaos. And this is what Sleign sees. Controls the relic in the lower position. And a bunch of strategic points. 6 strategic points from what I can see. No, 5. 5 strategic points, a critical location and a relic. A ton of income. Probably Predators will get out soon, and he also goes for the Sacrificial Circle. I think it's a very important building for Chaos in tier 2. You can get the Sorcerer out of it, as well as Possessed Chaos Marines and even Horrors. There's a build on Chaos from Korba. He's mostly rushing tier 2 and massing Horrors, also a viable build on Chaos. It has been displayed in the previous stream. $174 to 40, that's some sick income from Hunk in there. And he is not even floating, that's rare to see. He probably is overwatching all the resources into those boys squads perhaps. He sees a Chaos Predator is out and has nothing to do but run away, no anti-vehicle whatsoever from the work yet. Completely unprepared. And I think he had enough time to prepare for a Predator. He should have seen it coming. The mech has been attached to a squad of boys, fully reinforced. The mech wants to be safe. Hunk decides to fall back until he gets some proper anti-vehicle out, and he does. 2 tank buster squads already out. Very nice. A lot of back and forth already in this game, a bit of camping in the middle. But looks like Chaos is fighting back slowly. Sorcerer is also out. And 4 squads of Chaos Marines now. And a second Predator. Very nice. The fight is about to begin here in the middle. Both Sorcerer and the Chaos Lord will charge at those work vehicles. They also get focused by the Chaos Predator. Thankfully there are tank busters from Hunk. Now this is intense, I love it. Pretty action-packed. And Hunk will push him back by the look of it. Only 1 Predator left. A bunch of Chaos Marines on the high ground, very good positioning from Sleign. Retreats at the right time, positions the units properly in the heavy cover on the high ground in here, and manages to kill most of the boys from Hunk. Very well done. The Lord finishes off that mech. Sorcerer has also been killed, probably by the war tracks. A Predator gets out. And now Hunk is floating like crazy, 167 to 60, and has a 11, almost 1200 float on requisition. He can't really multitask properly, I see. He should have keep the production going during the fight. Sleign, on the other hand, not floating at all, always using his resources. One tip for those who struggle with floats: just right click on a squad or on a vehicle in your production buildings, so it will get produced automatically non-stop. You only have to set the rally point. Don't be afraid of that. Another thing you can do is quickly get the upgrades, or go next tier, or build one more stronghold. Probably the last option. Sleign slowly but surely fighting the Orks back. Hunk overextends on his tier 2.5. Not very wise to do that against Chaos. I do think you need killer cans. Once Chaos hits tier 2.5, it's really difficult. They have very high DPS at this point in time. And of course the Chaos Predators can easily take down those war tracks. Even if a lot of Chaos Marines will die. They probably paid off by now. They killed a bunch of boys. Both players still sitting on very good economies. However, there's nothing to stop the Predators besides those tank busters, which are now being tied up in close combat by Slayn's commanders. Very well done in here with the commanders not allowing tank busters to deal the damage, and that will save the Predator, of course. More and more units coming out from Chaos. Predator production basically non-stop in there in the machine pit for about 10 minutes now probably. They keep coming out. Thankfully Sleign has enough income on power and can sustain this production. 100 income on power for Hunk. He actually built a big generator, yeah. But still can't make use of that, only because he's still tier 2. He should have hit tier 3 by now and start the production of killer cans. This is how you get rid of your power quick. Start killer can production, or maybe looted tanks. 5 looted tanks, maybe 6. Hi Ari. I probably do not see all the messages in the live chat. I will refresh it after the game. Not so much left here. Another attempt here from Hunk goes in with all of his units. Change the angle a bit like that. A pretty crazy game if you ask me, probably the best one so far, with a ton of back and forth from both sides. Well done by both. Hunk still could have played it better, I believe. Floating over 1k on requisition was really bad. Looks like Sleign manages to hold, and we'll fight him back anyway. A very well played game in here from Sleign. No floats whatsoever on the Chaos side. Yes, Sleign simply played better, I must admit. Much better macro management. Not much Ork can do at this point. He's overwhelmed now, always outnumbered by superior units. Tier 2.5 upgraded Chaos Marines are very painful. Tier 1 Shooter Boys and Slugger Boys can't really stop them. By that time Hunk had to hit Tier 3, I think. Pretty one-sided in the end. Sleign manages to kill a lot more Orks. Almost doubles the score, in fact. Economy-wise, very close. However, Hunk floated a lot. Without the floats, it could have been maybe a closer game even. It was close even like that. Without the floats, Hunk could have actually win, who knows. Well played Sleign still. Yeah, this was really fun to watch. Patrick asking about Chaos players. If you want to get good in vanilla, you probably can watch Sleign. So far he's been the most powerful on Chaos. Sleign, One Guy and OryO have shown very good games. In Soulstorm, however, there are more options. I have on both channels games from a Maniac, a very powerful Chaos player in Soulstorm, and many other powerful Chaos players. I will also stream in the weekend. There will be Chaos games on my main channel. I will do a live stream, so you can watch that live if you can, or in the recording. Soulstorm games. I will be streaming this weekend, probably on Sunday, on my main channel, another 1v1 tournament. I hope and maybe even think many of you will enjoy it. And again, it's a tournament I played many years ago, but I think it's worth recording those. A lot of good games which cannot be left unnoticed. So if you want to look at the Chaos players again, Patrick, you can check on Maniac. His other nickname was Blasphemer. You can look on the Dentist, Zabuldiga, if you can find games of him. Shed. I forgot, there were more Chaos players, but I forgot many of them already in Soulstorm. Anyways, if you can wait a bit, you will see some Chaos games this weekend, some good ones. Yeah, keep in mind that these players I mentioned, the last ones, are in Soulstorm, not vanilla. And I assume you're playing Soulstorm probably and want to get good at it. If that's the case, then you have to check those players. But you can even learn from these players in vanilla. So, next up on Blood River, it's a game again between Charlie and Maverick. In the top right, we've got Maverick Xeno on Eldar. And in the lower left, Charlie on Orks. Both players handling their main races. Oh, also Scouty, I almost forgot. Check on Scouty, I think he's also streaming even from time to time on YouTube. So Scouty is also a good pick. He's playing Chaos, main Chaos player, he's a very old player.
You need something fixed?
Trivium also very good, he was playing Soulstorm last year, I'm not sure if he's playing now. Also a very old player. I think I will be casting Trivium games actually from Winter Assault perhaps or Dark Crusade. He was a top ranked Chaos player back then. So a lot to come still in this series. Expert Clash. It's this Expert Clash in vanilla. Later on it will be named a bit differently. Probably. Expert Clash is only the beginning. Some small skirmishes happening around the map, not so much. Players building up economy slowly. Charlie somewhat greedy. 3 generators up already, he wants to mass LP2s by the look of it. He did a similar build on Meeting of Minds. Also, I'm glad you enjoy my Necron games. Actually, a lot of people who also donated thanked me mostly for the Necron games. I'm glad the people like them. So I will continue to do that. The feedback is always welcomed and appreciated. A fighting here between the mech and the Farseer. The Mind War has been used already. Farseer is gonna win this, support from the Guardians.
Guardian squad ready.
And so Maverick gains advantage of map control. He's gonna get 2 relics now. Something happened, Charlie. Surprised, I'm not sure what happened. He doesn't have anything. Hello, Charlie. A new mech is out. 3 generators also up now for Maverick. Charlie probably feels comfortable even on 4 strategic points. All of them have been upgraded thanks to 3 fast generators. Places the tier 2 banner now and the pile of guns is up. I think this is a mistake in here done by Charlie. He engages with the big mech alone. I assume he's trying to win some time by doing that. He needs to win some time probably until he gets to tier 2 or maybe custom blaster.
Victory countdown has begun.
Feel free to have a chat if anyone's watching still. Hit that like button if you enjoy the content. If you're new, feel free to subscribe for more streams and more videos, maybe mostly streams now. A more suitable format in this case. Sometimes sitting in front of PC and recording a video yourself for 5-6 hours, it gets a bit boring, so doing it live, it's a bit better. I can interact with the viewers,
6 minutes.
you can ask questions, and it's better for YouTube, faster processing also.
What is it?
Charlie, calm down. I'm not sure what he's complaining about. What did I miss again? His teleportation on the mech somehow failed. He probably lost a squad. Now loses the pile of guns from the warp spider grenades. 2 grenades take down a pile of guns. Really painful stuff. Those who are watching the video in not live, feel free to leave your feedback below the video. Feedback is always welcomed.
We're ready.
5 minutes until take and hold victory.
Let me know what do you think about these vanilla games. Feel free to criticize. Constructive feedback always welcome. Tier 2 up for Eldar. 3 squads of warp spiders up for Maverick. When equipped with grenades, they can simply teleport into the work base, take down the barracks or another valuable building, and then teleport back. Teleport in and back quickly. Now this is a weird move in here from Maverick. He wants to take down the LP2, and the moment he takes it down, he jumps back. Good tactic, I think. A 4th squad out now. He also has the healing on the webway gates. Good job. If he fights around the gates, he will get healed. Hello, Roadkill. Soulstorm streams on my main channel for now. On this channel it will be vanilla, Winter Assault, Dark Crusade for a long time. Maybe until the next year, we'll see. Once I'm done with covering vanilla, Winter Assault and Dark Crusade, there will be more Soulstorm here as well. For now, Soulstorm games will be posted on my main channel. Again, I will be streaming Soulstorm in the weekend on my main channel. So feel free to check. On Sunday, probably. Yeah, good point, iPatchy. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. I cover the games and players in chronological order here. And I know I said it 1,000 times probably now, but it's only the beginning. There's so much to come. These are the early days in vanilla. I guess by the part 30, part 40 will be done with vanilla. Because I'm selecting the games more thoroughly now, I filter them in a more brutal fashion. So there will be fewer games, but much better ones, hopefully. As a result, the streams will also get shorter, around 3 to 5 hours on average, not more.
2 minutes until taking hold victory.
Maverick keeps being aggressive in here with the warp spiders. He's mostly winning with warp spider grenades, dealing critical damage. Keeps throwing those grenades into the work buildings and taking them down. Very painful. Charlie is not happy about the balance. Well, I think he's got a point. He probably shouldn't complain about that in the game chat, however. He can complain about that on the Relic forums, on the Balance Changes forums, not in the game chat. Would have been much better.
1 minute until taking hold victory.
I do think the Warp Spider grenades are a bit OP. 2 grenades take down a pile of guns, 2 grenades take down an LP2. 2 grenades probably can take down a boy's hut. And they are a tier 1 upgrade. I mean, hello. I know Assault Marines also have the same thing, but this is really
30
unbalanced.
seconds until taking hold victory.
And the work buildings have very low HP. They really do suffer in this matchup, I have to admit. Looked terrible for work. Charlie is upset. He is losing to both Taken Hold and gets annihilated in the end. Pretty one-sided. Yeah, this is the dawn of Eldar. Only the dawn for now. I guess it's only gonna get worse from this point onward in terms of balance on Eldar. Yeah, the player chat is one of the best things about watching Dawn of War replays. Sometimes I sit and watch my old replays, and the way I chatted over a decade ago in my 1v1 games. Can't hold my laughter sometimes. And sometimes I'm ashamed of what stupid things I was saying. But back then I was thinking I was right. I have changed a lot during the years, however. In Soulstorm, Eldar is nerfed? I don't think so. They are probably stronger in Soulstorm than in Dark Crusades. I mean, if you consider all the balance changes, of course. In Dark Crusade, the Eldar suffered a lot against Necrons and Tau. In Soulstorm, mostly Tau and Sisters of Battle can challenge Eldar, and that's also map dependent. Eldar still has advantages on many smaller maps, so I don't know what to say. Work can handle them, but if Eldar is playing a perfect game, it's very difficult to stop. Okay, let's get started with the next game. On outer reaches, this is OryO playing Orks versus OryO Texta. OryO, this is another powerful team in vanilla Dawn of War. I guess we'll see more and more players from this team in the upcoming streams. If you missed the previous streams and don't know who OryO is, he's showing very fun to watch games so far on Orks. Probably the most entertaining Ork games so far have been shown, delivered by this player. At least I seemed to have enjoyed them the most. 3 Slugger Boys opening through a war banner, no generator for the start. Not enough for a generator if you get 3 squads of Slugger Boys and you need a war banner. It's mandatory in vanilla, can skip that. Yeah, good point, iPatchy. Maybe some of those players it's the same one, but it's a valid point. I will not say more.
What's it?
Even in vanilla, basically the same problem. I have read on the forums during the selection of these games. I actually do read a lot of DO Sanctuary, and the players complained a lot about the Eldar balance. Back then they had mostly Eldar top up in the ladder. Select had about 2-3 accounts in the top 5. And then in the top 10 another 3-4 players were playing Eldar. So I don't think that's a coincidence that the most skilled players happen to like Eldar. It's also a lot about balance in there. Maybe Relic was a bit biased towards Eldar, who knows. They seemed to have had a lot of fun buffing Eldar and making it the most powerful faction. A builder which costs 45 requisition and can jump through the whole map and block your buildings, I mean, come on. How is this balanced? And it can even tie up ranged squads in close combat, like a Fire Warrior squad. Hello, balance. Some aggressive gaming here from OryO. Playing aggressively, forcing Texta to make mistakes perhaps. I love it from OryO. Going hard at his opponent from the very beginning. Making this action-packed from the very first minutes. 56-10 income, however, very poor map control, only 3 points controlled. He sacrifices the map control in exchange for this early game aggression, and he manages to kill that force commander somehow. I have no idea how a mech can do that. How did he manage? He will lose the fight against this amount of scouts, it's a matter of time. This Slugger Boy squad is gonna get killed. Much better economy for Texta, 80-0. Slightly improved for OryO, he actually upgraded one LP2 and builds a pile of guns in front. Not as risky as it would be against Eldar, but still a risky position. And there's really no point building it like that. It's much better if it sits here. Mech is getting killed by a bunch of scouts and tactical marines. Yeah, there's not much chaos currently. And I think that's because I select mostly the highest ranked players. This might be one of the reasons. High up in the ladder in vanilla there weren't too many chaos players. There were mostly Sleign and one guy, but one guy also played SpaceMarines, Orks and Eldar, not just chaos. This is why you do not build pile of guns like that. It will get destroyed by a bunch of scouts and marines. Well, at least today we saw quite a few games on chaos already, and maybe we'll see a few more even, I'm not sure. Also, chaos doesn't really have a hard time in vanilla against Eldar. They do have predators in tier 2 which can deal with tier 3 fire prisms. That's a big deal, that's something other races don't have. Orks, for example, would suffer a lot more against fire prisms than chaos. Chaos can produce 1, 2, 3 predators and counter fire prism mass, while Orks will have to suffer. Also, chaos has good chances against SpaceMarines. It's pretty balanced, I think. When played perfectly, Eldar probably will still be ranked 1, top tier in vanilla. A lot of aggression in this game, mostly tier 1 action until now. Good map control for Texta. Holds his half of the map, his portion. This has to be built ASAP. Not the best play in here from OryO, I must admit. He should have captured the map a lot faster, considering he had a 3 Slugger Boy opening. Should have prioritized map control before going in and trying to all in the SpaceMarines. High modern. I am happy you find the games interesting. A second generator was finished by Texta and now he will build the armory. We'll hit tier 1.5 much later compared to the work. There's already big shooters in here. 3 shooter boy squads. They came out quick. I almost didn't see these shooter boys, or are these slugger boys? No, they are shooter boys. And even slugger boys can receive big shooters in vanilla.
Don't bother me. I'm working on something. What? Green is best.
Good positioning in here from OryO on the high ground, manages to deal a lot more damage during the retreat. Texta adding the heavy bolters on the tactical marines. Has to run away with that commander below half HP. Now if that mech focused the first commander from the very start, he might have killed him. He got stunned for a second and started shooting. Yeah, and now had to jump away. Still, pretty low income for work. He keeps making those shoot-up boys. They will become obsolete very soon. They will die too fast against the heavy bolters. This is not a unit to rely upon mid to late game. They are very good early to mid game, but into late they are too squishy and get killed easily. Okay, slowly OryO's economy gets better. Very slowly. Scouts will not take those boys to get the point. OryO doesn't notice and will lose the squad.
What can we do for you?
Both players grouping, preparing for the next fight. Good job by both of them not splitting the units. Keep them all together. Much better like that. If you want to do some multitask and attack on two fronts, you'd still have to have most of your, like 90% of your units on one side and only send like one squad on another side for destruction. Here the fight begins. OryO engages with his mech, jumps in, manages to tie up quite a few boys in close combat, a few marines in close combat, while the shoot-up boys will deal damage in range. Now he shouldn't be too greedy. If he will fight under this LP2, he will lose the fight certainly. The mech is very low and it is now targeted by the LP2. Is gonna die probably very soon. The mech goes down. And as soon as the boys lose their boss, they cannot fight. Simple as that, nothing to tank the damage with, and they die way too quickly like that. They would easily lose to these marines with heavy bolters in here, so OryO has to retreat. Thank God he does. What? What did I just see? Did he just delete his own mech shop that was finished? That was weird. And he will rebuild another boys' hut, another barrack. That's one thing specific to OryO that I see on him. He keeps building double barracks for some reason. He thinks one barracks is not enough to make use of a requisition quickly enough. Even on that income, plus 92, one barrack is more than enough to handle this income. Tier 2 up for SpaceMarines. The fight will rage on. OryO cannot calm down and sit back for a bit. He will keep fighting, he keeps sending his storm boys in, and maybe that's for his own good. He almost killed that commander. Probably should have followed and killed the commander. Also, he had to get into the heavy cover. Sit in the heavy cover during the fight, my friend. The mech still manages to take down that force commander, but will also die. And once again, Shooter boys finding themselves without a boss. As soon as the mech dies, they are gonna lose the fight. Only one squad left. Texta will dance a bit around this marine squad, but I think he can even win in close combat. The need of a second barrack really wasn't necessary. Not sure why OryO made this decision, deleting the mech shop and building a boys' hut. War tracks in this case could have worked. No anti-vehicle on the SpaceMarines, so war tracks or trucks could have worked to win the fight in there at the top side. Two barracks allowing OryO to quickly mass up boys. Huge bank on power, however, cannot make use of this power now. And what do we have on Texta? Again, another full HP commander and 2 squads of tactical marines. A third squad is out. Feels like he's been tier 2 for ages and he still doesn't have a machine cult. That's a shame. Same for the work. Both of them should have had vehicles by now. Or the sacred artifact for Texta at least. Get that librarian and the apothecaries. When you mass infantry like that. Once again OryO goes in. He's always the one to start the fight, it seems. And it does not play to his advantage, I must say. He's losing all the fights so far. Once again the boss will die. The soup carrier. No soup for the boys, no win.
This day shall be a glorious one for the
No chicken soup.
Beware the alien.
And once again OryO has to retreat from the fight. Good holds from Texta. Takes a bit of effort to micro with his squads. Both of them floating huge on power. That's life without a vehicle production. Can't use power. Four mad dogs now at once getting to the battlefield. I'm not sure they can make a change, however. Ork doesn't really have enough damage dealing units, unlike SpaceMarine. They have a lot of damage from the bolters and missile launchers. Ork only has the damage from the big shooters. Storm boys can tie up units, but they don't really deal damage if the opponent will run away. Good engagement now with the Storm Boys and a new fresh mech. OryO goes in. Once again, a lot of back and forth in this game, very lovely. None of the players floating on requisition. The level improved so much compared to the first videos I have seen in vanilla, the first replays. And the first videos I have done for this game, it was so much worse. Very aggressive play in here from OryO, and now it looks very good for him. The Storm Boys are actually a trouble. Big problem for those Space Marine squads. They cannot deal the damage if they're being tied up in close combat. That means the Ork is dealing more damage now. A very good job in here from OryO. I didn't think this was going to work so well, honestly. Also good usage of the Mad Dogs, kept that mech alive long enough to kill a force commander. Really well played here by Orks. And he pulls this win off on a lower economy by playing Orks. That's really rare to see. I loved it a lot from OryO, especially with this final engagement. He kept trying to win this over and over again, and if you keep trying you will eventually succeed, just don't give up. And he manages to win. Very well done. I loved this one. Pretty intense 1v1 here. Very close game on military, very close on economy, and very close on tech. I don't even know what Texta had to do to win. Maybe Librarian with the Word of the Emperor would have helped, some Apothecaries, or Hellfire Dreadnoughts, or maybe Landspeeder Mass. I really can't say. Okay, I will make a few minutes break, about 2 to 3 minutes or maybe 5. Need a short break for my voice and my back. I will be back soon. Okay. I will prepare the next game. Okay, it's already prepared. It's gonna be between two new players into the series. Fear, this is I Know Fear, for the first time he appears in this series, versus CReatiVe, two Space Marine players, pretty high rank on both. CReatiVe, 2U CReatiVe, a teammate of Texta, apparently. In the left hand side, playing Space Marines versus TLSC Fear. This is I Know Fear. Look at his flag. I must admit he's got a very similar color scheme, and even the flag similar to Ironclad, but it's not the same player probably. I have recorded games of Fear in the past on my channel. I have done a tribute to Veteran for Fear, one of the greatest Space Marine players in the history of Dawn of War.
Yes, my lord.
And we'll see more from him, of course. Three scout opening from Fear. Of course, at this point in time in Vanilla, he probably wasn't as good as he got later. Later on, he became very good. So do not expect Gosu level yet from anyone at this point. Three squads of scouts in here by CReatiVe.
Fear denies faith.
Getting nicely reinforced and harassing Fear's side of the map. They already took control of 1 point. And Fear is taking 1 point from his opponent's side. And the Force Commander is out. No LP in here from Fear, he can place it now. Good to see. Well, Fear at least tried to save his squad of scouts.
At your command.
Scouts here.
Did not react with this squad on the relic, sadly.
While the enemies
Can he deal with this scout harass, however? Very painful and annoying, I must admit. It probably was very annoying, even in mirrors. If one player does it and the other doesn't, you would very likely lose in map control, and you would lose a lot of scouts early game. Simply because the scouts in Vanilla deal a lot more damage.
walk softly and carry it.
They can damage even the Force Commander on the move, pretty high damage.
What is your order?
So far looks much better for CReatiVe. He's being more active with the scouts around the map, he killed more units and has a better map control. Fear trying to decap the points on his side of the map from the enemy, and maybe we'll manage to take this one. On the other side, a squad of Space Marines. Sadly, Fear splits his army. I don't think that was a good idea. Now in here he's outnumbered, and of course he's gonna lose the fight. If only he grouped together with these two squads, take all of this side of the map first, maybe upgrade this point, and then attack with all the squads together on this point. Would have been so much better. Splitting the infantry now really was bad.
Faith is our shield.
A vanilla specific thing I noticed is that the players very often would try to get the outer points from each other. Instead of focusing to get their half of the map in the first place, they would rush for their opponent's outer position for unknown reasons.
The Emperor protects.
And now that played completely to Fear's disadvantage by deciding to do that in this game. Now he's getting outnumbered. Outnumbered badly on 56-0 income. Yeah, mirrors can be brutal. He's dead. If he will stay and fight in here, he is dead. His force commander is half HP now. He lost a lot while retreating, a lot of HP.
While the enemies of the Emperor still draw breath.
CReatiVe uses all of the scouts and all of the SpaceMarines grouped together. Good targeting. Focusing one squad at once. And Fear is getting overwhelmed in here. GG gets called, yeah. That's it. A short, solid mirror game. Fear definitely dislikes Fallen City. I can see that. He should have focused to take his side of the map in the first place, especially if you don't like the map and if you do not feel comfortable with it. Don't even try to take points from your opponent's side. Try to secure your own side first. Yeah, very one-sided in the end. Fear only kills 6 units. That's desperation. And he was also 2000 resources, no, 200, but it was a very short game. Behind in economy and very bad map control. Okay. Shorter games on this stream. A bit of variety. Good to see that. Next up, once again on Fallen City. Again, it's CReatiVe versus Charlie this time. Gets the same position in the left hand side. And a double banner opening from Charlie. He's preparing for an all-in from Space Marine. And if the Space Marine will not do the all-in in this situation, Charlie will go for it. That's usually what he does. Double banner opening works well against all-in. And in case your opponent doesn't do an all-in, you can do it yourself. That's what I noticed on Charlie.
Scouts awaiting orders.
Now I love this cap order from Charlie. Striving for his own points, doesn't go on the enemy side. This is how you do it, in my opinion. Only if you have extra capping squads. Maybe send one to decap on the enemy side. In this case, Charlie only has 2 Slugger Boy squads at the start. Also got a squad of Shooter Boys now. In case there will be a bunch of scouts, he will be able to fight them back. Only 2 squads of scouts, a bit reinforced, and a full HP commander can still be a problem for Ork. Now, along with the boys, the mech probably can kill that commander if he will get helped by the boys and the Shooter Boys. Gretchens will get in here and tie up the scouts in close combat, and Charlie will try to go for it. Again, the mech gets stunned and starts shooting instead of fighting and following. Equal economy so far, a close game. And good decision by CReatiVe to just fall back. Fall back if you do not feel comfortable in fights. Retreat, regroup, wait for more units to come out. Don't fight and lose the fight if you don't feel comfortable. Good decision making here from CReatiVe. Now with a squad of SpaceMarines out and the scouts fully reinforced, he decides to fight, and I like the way he focuses the squads. He focuses one squad with all of his units. I think this is the right way. So you kill the squads faster one by one, much better like that. Hi, Cheeky Bonobo. I do not believe in balance mods in Soulstorm. I think it worsens the situation, it splits up the community. I don't think it's a good idea in current circumstances. What Soulstorm needs is anti-cheat system. In the first place, not balance mods. It needs a proper anti-cheat system and a working ladder with normal, valid auto-match working, not a third-party application which counts your games and stats. Huge slaughter here in the Space Marine base. CReatiVe probably will manage to hold it. A squad of Shooter Boys is losing the morale. The big mech is following that low HP commander and will finish it off. Well done by Charlie with this aggression, I love it. He's playing very aggressively, but he's gonna lose it in here. If he tries to retreat, he will lose the squads during the retreat anyway, so he just stays and exchanges the damage. So yeah, I would rather observe vanilla replace Winter Assault next, instead of playing some mods developed by God knows who, and like what, 3-5 players playing on them. I don't think it's a good way to spend my time. I would rather play vanilla Soulstorm with a bigger variety of players, with a bigger community, but it should have a fixed lobby and anti-cheat system. This is my take on your comment. I hope you are satisfied with it, at least that's my opinion. And so Charlie is pushed back by CReatiVe, solid hold by SpaceMarines. Very well done. 79 to 10 income.
captured.
Had to build this LP long ago. Yeah, I'm not going back, especially if it's on the mods. No way.
Don't bother me. I'm working on something.
$68 to $20 income here for Charlie. Only now he's getting a relic. $79 to $10 for creative. Well, higher income on power for Charlie, much higher on requisition for creative, however. And I think creative can win the game in this next attack. He completely outnumbers Charlie. Only the big mech in here. Not even an LP2 has been upgraded. And now also heavy bolters added by creative. Good push in here, the pile of guns goes down. I bet Charlie is annoyed. Well done by creative. I like the way he survived that orc all in. I'm not sure Charlie could have done it better, honestly. Solid micro from creative.
Fear denies faith.
Beware the alien.
Scouts ready. Scouts in position.
Charlie will be waiting for a vehicle to get out. Perhaps he thinks it might change the outcome. No tier 2 up for SpaceMarines, that means no anti-vehicle, but considering the amount of... okay, he hits tier 2 now. Considering the amount of points he's got and this economy advantage, he probably can lose a few squads and still win, no problem. On this income, Charlie won't afford a lot of vehicles. 2-3 vehicles won't be a big threat. The mech jumps in. The missile launchers now have been added. And creative will be taking down those vehicles slowly. The big mech will go down eventually as well. Satisfied with this game, especially from the SpaceMarines side. Very good micro. He still got all the scouts alive, I think. Good build, good macro management, good micro. No mistakes basically from creative. Charlie took a risk. It's always a risk if you decide to go all in. If it fails, you'd have low chances to get back into the game if the all-in fails. Thunderhawk is the project you're talking about. It had connection issues basically. Players couldn't connect to each other. Some players could play fine on it, some couldn't. That's because it was a peer-to-peer connection, I believe, like on GameSpy. And there were the same connection issues on the GameSpy, and thus they discontinued the project. It took a lot of time and effort for L-Mount to try and make it work, and in the end it still failed. A lot of effort for nothing, basically. Hi, John Shevik. Do you mean the other 3 perhaps? There are 3 expansions after Vanilla. Pretty one-sided on units killed in the end. CReatiVe was dominating. After the mid-game, killed a bunch of greenskins. Anyways, good try from Charlie trying to all in. Very well done by CReatiVe. We'll see one more from CReatiVe, very good. This time against his clanmate, Texta. Will this be a Space Marine mirror, I wonder? On Meeting of Minds. Yeah, that's a Space Marine mirror. Oh, I see now. Yeah, of course Dawn of War 1 is better. Nobody is even doubtful about that. It's by far the best game, maybe even for Warhammer 40k overall so far. Space Marine is also a pretty good game. The third person action game, I mean. Dawn of War 1 definitely has the best gameplay out of all 3. And I think it's probably one of the best, if not the best, game in Warhammer 40k setting to this day. 18 years later, it's still the best. My opinion, of course, I could be wrong. I don't think those turn-based strategy Warhammer games can actually compete with this gem. No way. They get boring real quick. Yeah, something like that, John. Can't spell your name properly.
Yes,
apologies.
Here to serve.
Praise the Emperor.
Four scouts in here from Texta approaches for a strives for a prioritizes the map control first. Only sends a squad of scouts towards the enemy base now, trying to harass. And from CReatiVe, also 4 scout squads. One has been sent to harass the scouts from Texta on the top critical location. I actually played some turn-based strategy games. They are enjoyable for a few hours into the game, but they get so slow and boring later on. I cannot stand them, to be honest.
Scouts in position.
Way too slow. I think you have to spend too much time for doing very little things. Not much fun in that, probably. Not for me, at least. Both of them having about the same unit types, same amount of squads. CReatiVe doesn't want to fight just yet. He's probably afraid of Texta. He probably was learning Space Marines from Texta. Who knows? This will be a very close game. They do an identical build even. I'm pretty sure either Texta learned from CReatiVe or CReatiVe from Texta. They do play identically. No LP on that relic yet. CReatiVe should also get these 2 squads of scouts in the fight. Reinforce them and get them in this fight. Even without those scouts, CReatiVe somehow will win the fight here. Very, very nice.
This day shall be a glorious
I was actually thinking of playing Battlefleet Gothic on my main channel, but I'm not sure if I will have any viewers. I am playing Dawn of War 2 and nobody watches it, basically.
Scouts in position.
But I will play that game eventually. Sadly, it has a bunch of DLCs, pretty expensive, so I cannot buy that yet. I already am overwhelmed by my amount of games that I own and do not play, so probably will not buy anything yet. Maybe when I'm done with Dawn of War 2 campaign and Dawn of War 3, I will try it out. Crazy tier 1 battle in here. It's not clear yet who's winning this. Very slowly CreatiVe pushes Texta back from his base, and now he manages to kill that force commander, and from this point on, yeah, this is over. This is over. The force commander dies, no way to get back, although Texta's economy is a bit higher. Maybe he should have tried to keep playing and maybe have some chances, but lower chances, of course, to win. From that point onwards, he decides not to waste time and gives up. A very close mirror matchup game. That's rare. The previous one between CreatiVe and Fear on Fallen City was super one-sided. This one much better. John Shevik, I haven't played Fire Warrior, believe it or not. Where can I am not even sure if you can buy it anywhere. Can I buy that game anywhere? Looking on the internet for an old game which might crash and not work, I don't want to bother with that. If it has an official release on Steam or Good Old Games or some other platform, I probably can try it out. Okay, we watched quite a lot of games already today. Maybe 1 or 2 more games and I will be ending the stream. We'll see how long they are gonna get. Almost 3 hours into the stream, but so far so good. We had a bunch of good games today. Very satisfied on how it worked out. I promised to filter the games more thoroughly, so we get more good games from now on, hopefully. Yeah, it's probably not being sold anywhere anymore. I probably will not be playing League of Legends on my main channel again. Really no viewers for that. I will play Dawn of War 2 on the next stream. Probably will be a 3-hour long stream. Yeah, no mods, no mods for this channel. I cover Ultimate Unification mod on my main channel, however. I have some videos for Unification mod. On this channel, only pure vanilla for all expansions of Dawn of War 1, no mods. Mostly competitive 1v1 games is what I'm striving for here. Trying to cover as many top players as possible throughout the history of Dawn of War 1. That's it, basically. That's where the channel name comes from. It's not me, the Warhammer 40k veteran, it's the players that are being featured on this channel. They are the veterans. So next on Meeting of Minds, in the left hand side, once again OryO versus Charlie. This should be another interesting one. A good one. I mean the campaign, I patch the campaign on my main channel, nobody watches it. In competitive play, yeah, probably there are enough players, maybe even more than Soulstorm. They do play on some elite mod, so maybe it has a decent community. I did not claim otherwise. It probably has a big community, but judging by the campaign, I'd probably have no fun in playing Dawn of War online, Dawn of War 2 online. Dawn of War 1 is much more enjoyable to play and even observe compared to Dawn of War 2. Okay, here we go. The Chaos Lord slows down the mech. There's probably no jump on the mech in this situation. Charlie, with his amount of experience, should have realized it's better. He would better exchange the damage with the Lord. No need to run away like that. That's ridiculous. He's still trying to save the mech, but it's impossible, I'm afraid. Of course, Charlie should have fought him and exchanged the damage. You never run away from the Lord. I said it so many times already, but they never listen. How can they listen when I'm talking to them 17 years later? Should have figured out themselves. Exchange the damage and don't run.
Victory countdown has begun.
Hi Kirktown, I do it for the fun. I do enjoy the replays I watch, and I do like the fact that people are watching this type of content and they also like what I do. Of course, I'm not trying to get millions by watching Dawn of War games. Of course, that's impossible, probably. This is not the scope of my work.
I am here to lead you.
And this is one of the reasons I have to try out other games on my main channel. Maybe it can grow a bit. I will try different Warhammer 40k games and see how it works out. On this channel, however, it mostly will be Dawn of War 1 for a long time. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing, Kirktown. I do enjoy observing and casting these games, so I also appreciate the fact that they get at least 1,000 views on each stream. On average, over time they will get more views, of course. In Dawn of War 2, however, if I'm to play the campaign, it gets a few hundred views, not more. Nobody cares about that game probably anymore, but I also play it mostly for myself. Let it stay there on the channel, completed. If another Dawn of War game comes out someday, I will make sure I have all Dawn of War games completed. That's the goal. Yeah, Dawn of War 2 campaign is probably super boring even to watch, so the low amount of views on it is probably justified. I get bored even when I play it sometimes. It gets really slow and boring. You have to do the same regions over and over again. You have to fight on the same regions but complete a slightly different objective. That gets old and boring real quick. Yeah, it simply cannot compete with Dawn of War 1 at all. Yeah, that might be a good idea. I will also try a Dark Tide. Hopefully my PC will handle them. I don't have a bank at the moment to upgrade my PC for AAA games. Maybe on the medium average settings it will work, we'll see. Tier 2.5 in the meantime hit by Charlie. A lot of chatter during this game. I have completed the first Space Marine game on this channel, guys, if you want to check it out, but it probably wasn't a very good walkthrough from my side. Three war tracks in here from Charlie. Pushes into OryO, he gets a Predator. Good job by OryO. Look at his macro management. Very good economy. All the points have been upgraded. The best possible income on power also. And he hits tier 2.5. Very solid game from both sides, honestly. And I don't see how Charlie can stop this Predator now. This is gonna get intense. I'm looking at the timeline and realize this is gonna be a crazy game. The Predator will easily take down these war tracks. Three war tracks from Charlie. Saves a low HP one. OryO should try and repair this Predator, I think. I agree with you, Patrick. I also mentioned that earlier in the stream a few minutes ago, actually. I think Dawn of War 1 is probably the best, and then Space Marines after that. It depends on what type of player you are. If you love RTS more, you'd probably prefer Dawn of War 1 more. If you love action games, it's probably SpaceMarines. Definitely the best two games in this Warhammer 40k setting. A bit of back and forth in this game. 2 Predators now out from OryO, and he's got 3 squads of Chaos Marines as well. I am also following the chat throughout the course of this game. I haven't been paying much attention to what players are doing. Not necessarily a bad thing, at least you can see what they do. I am not sure who is Tex. Okay, another fight in here in the middle, raging on. OryO once again playing very aggressively. He will not let his opponent simply sit back and chill. He will go and attack. I love this player's playstyle. One of my favorite players for now in vanilla. Pretty aggressive player and has a very good game knowledge on both Orks and Chaos. Now busy in the fights, floating a bit. Has to improve on that. Charlie not floating at all, however, as good as ever. I don't like the fact that he's only producing war tracks, however. They get easily countered by the Predators. He should make a transition to tier 3. As soon as he sees that Predator out, slowly transition to tier 3. It's impossible to destroy the Predators otherwise, they are too fat. Insane income here for OryO, 154 to 133. Sindri. This is Sorcerer Sindri. I think, from what I recall, different voice lines, different voice acting in vanilla.
Guide me wisely.
Sneaky villain in Warhammer 40k. Interesting question in chat.
We're ready. More easy.
John Shevik is probably new to the channel. Okay. This time Charlie engages. He has upgraded the rocket launchers on all the war tracks. Well done. So he's got some decent amount of anti-vehicle. A bit of a threat for Predators if it's only one. If it would be 3-4 Predators, maybe even 2, I think they can still deal with all these war tracks. Here the mech has been brutally slaughtered. 2 versus 1 by 2 Chaos Commanders. Yeah, there's no way I will start tabletop. I don't even know the lore. I never even played, watched a single video on tabletop. I have no idea how it works. And I heard it's very difficult. And probably very expensive to buy all those models. Armies, whatever. Tier 3 up for Chaos here. The Demon Pit has been finished. 2 machine pits now, both of them producing. Once again, OryO loves to build multiple production buildings of the same type. With this in common power, 2 machine pits up, pretty much justified, so he can produce vehicles non-stop. Patrick asking that why people don't use defilers. I think, from what I've heard at least, they have much lower accuracy in vanilla. That might be the reason. Their ranged weapon accuracy, and it takes a while for a defiler to get to close combat. And then you have the predators in vanilla, which are much better than a defiler, I think. 4600 HP for a predator. They are super strong in vanilla, much better than in Soulstorm from what I can see. Very high DPS to everything. And you can mass a lot of them. I think it's just a better choice, going predators. Yeah, I see iPatch also says the same thing. I guess I am right then. For sure iPatch knows this game better than me, but I'm also learning it pretty well now. I've watched over 100 replays in the series already. I know some things. Huge float from Charlie, he can't really stop this amount of predators now, they've got the less cannons. He hit also tier 3, but he keeps producing war tracks, that's a critical mistake. He should have switched to killer can production, and he needs one more mech shop probably. Nice one by OryO, I love this guy. Very entertaining and fun to watch his games. Of course the build is similar to something what we saw on Sleign multiple times already. Good execution by OryO as well. And so Charlie is slowly pushed back home. Can't really stand in here. Now something is being deployed in here, probably obliterators, yeah. And they deploy 3 in a squad, they probably have been deployed in the base and reinforced. And after you reinforce them, get them back into the pit and deep strike closer to the enemy base. Well done by OryO. Both machine pits still producing stuff, very well done. Spectre, yeah, you're right, I think I said that. There are about 3 or 4 more patches after version 1.2, and don't worry, we'll see replays from those patches as well. It's just that this patch 1.2 was out for a pretty long time, for several months, until Relics did some balance changes in 1.3. In a 1.3 patch there will be a ton of balance changes. It will probably be a different game by then. And we'll get to it very soon. Maybe by part 20 we'll get to patch 1.3 games. The predators are unstoppable here. The Lord slaughtered that war boss, fought him in the back. Poor war boss. And only now in the end, when the game is over, Charlie thinks of producing a killer can. Way too late. Huge bank on requisition now for OryO. He can even build that Bloodthirster, probably has enough now. John Shevik. I am not sure if anyone is playing vanilla Dawn of War. Most players do play Dawn of War Soulstorm. However, I decided to do this series of videos starting with vanilla. Simply because I want to watch the older players and how the game evolved over the years with each expansion. I'm interested to see that, and I also enjoy watching these older games. Back when I started doing that, I didn't think I would enjoy Dawn of War Vanilla so much, but apparently it hooked me. It's pretty good. And I have hundreds of Soulstorm videos already on pretty much all the Soulstorm players on both of my channels. In case viewers are only interested in Soulstorm, there's a ton of content from me on Soulstorm as well. The mech shop is gonna go down there, it's getting repaired. This is over, another victory from OryO. He's been doing really well today. This is over now. Charlie overextends out of desperation. I will speed this up a bit. And here comes the Bloodthirster. For the first time probably we see this creature in vanilla. He looks exactly as he did in Soulstorm, I see. No changes. That was a good one. He's definitely angry. Nice fatality on that work. He can even fight with his legs. Only now I did notice that. Very well done by Chaos. I love this game. Once again. And I think I'm gonna end the stream on this note. One moment. Yeah, we had a ton of good games in this stream. And I really hope it's only gonna get better from this point onward. Three hours and 20 minutes, acceptable, I guess. It's also pretty late now, so I have to finish it. Maybe I will stream again vanilla on Thursday. Tomorrow I will probably stream on my main channel, Dawn of War 2. And keep in mind that I will do a tournament, a live stream in the weekend on my main channel. On Sunday afternoon, if you check YouTube, you will find me live. Hopefully my plans will not change. Yeah, these replays are from late February 2005. I forgot to mention that. So that's it for today, guys, for tonight. I will end it here. Thank you all who joined me live. Usually I have very few viewers on the live stream. Most of the people still watching the recording whenever they can. I don't mind that. If you're watching this in the recording, leave your feedback below the video. Leave your like or dislike, subscribe if you enjoy the content, and I will see you guys on the next live stream. Bye bye.